There we go. First cat of the night. Still getting set up here. Trying to set 2 more rods up. Right now I'm fishing just this 1 rod so far, but all 3 are going to have 3-way slip sinker rigs on them. Fishing that current break out there and do some night fishing. I got my 3-way slip sinker rig set up with a 7/0 circle hook, and I think I'm fishing 15-pound test, relatively light line on this rod. Probably going to re-spool it with 20 soon, but fishing with 30-pound test on those rods. Just fishing for channel cats. That's what I expect to catch, at least. You never know, but should be mostly channel cats. Probably all channel cats. Right now I'm fishing with cut bait chunks. The water's pretty high right now. Just a little bit below being flooded, I would say. It's real murky, obviously. You can see there's plants under the water. It's probably a good 3 to 4 feet above summer level. So it's really high. Hoping to get into some bigger catfish. Over 30 inches, that'd be great, but whatever happens, happens. My time with this one. It's hard to tell how big they are just from fighting them, it seems like. Sometimes smaller ones have real attitude and they'll keep going back out over and over, or they'll just start ripping away. Sometimes the big ones I'll pull right in, usually not, but like usually I'll pull the small ones right in and big ones will fight hard, but once in a while it's backwards, so you can't always tell for sure. Most of the time the ones I get are, you know, the average I get is probably 27 inches. Get a lot of 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 inches. Not very many over 30 inches and not very many under 25, but mostly upper 20s around here. Fishing for that trophy though. Want one that's 3-foot or better, come on. One of these nights. I do this a lot. One of these nights I'm gonna nail it. This guy's, you know, the one thing about big ones though, is when I get them to shore, the last 10 feet or so, usually they'll start ripping back out over and over again like this guy's doing. Not saying this guy's a big one, because I really don't know yet, but usually the ones that are 10 pounds plus start ripping back and forth once they start seeing the shore getting more shallow. Kind of like carp. The bigger ones, you know, 20, 30 pounders. Good sized ones, I guess. They aren't that big, but the better sized ones do that too. Be hard to beat. You'll get them right up to shore and they'll go right back out like this guy's doing, over and over again. Oh. Kind of interesting. I just watched a mosquito land on my wrist, and I wanted to just watch him eat the blood out of me for once, so I didn't do anything about it. I just stared at him for like 5 minutes. It was really neat what he did. It's not what I would have guessed. Oh yeah, this one's a nice one. He's probably above average. He looks, I don't know how long he is, but he looks thick. He looks kind of tall in the back. Hard to tell. Hard to tell exactly. I don't want to force him, especially on this rod. Those other rods I can pull him in a little faster, but just take my time with him. Hook should be fine. He looks hefty. He doesn't look super long, but he looks hefty. Looks like a nice one. You know, a lot of these river fish are real skinny, so it's hard to find a heavy one. Yeah, he's not huge. He's probably 29 inches, but he's got a little bit of a belly at least. So he's a decent one. 28 3/4. Bit of a belly, so he's 9 pounds 9 ounces. Nice thick one, I guess, for a river fish. Send him home here. I was fishing at that last spot for probably a couple hours. Whoa, 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 buddy, whoa. I gotta be careful with this guy. He got caught in a rock. And then it was kind of lame. I seemed to get more turtle hits than catfish hit, so I moved to a dam spot in the same river. I just wanted to fish that other spot first because I tend to get fatter fish in the slack waters, and you know, spots with raging currents like this one tend to get skinnier fish. They don't weigh as much. They're pretty much all skinny in the river though, unless they have eggs or a big breakfast, but they just tend to be leaner fish in general than lake fish. Oh man, lucky I got this guy out. He almost got caught in that rock for good, it seems like. Now he's stuck in the current. I had a chance right when I turned the camera on, but grabbed the net instead. Should have just flopped him up. Whatever. Oh, I'm just still working cut bait. I'm working it on a free line on both rods. I have 2 rods now. One in the pool, little pools I'm fishing. One in the little pool behind me. All these bugs are flying in my mouth. One in the pool in front of me. See if we can get them here. Get in there. Yes. Awesome. This one's real skinny. 28.5 inches. And 7 pounds. About as skinny as they come. There he goes. There we go. This has been a surprisingly slow night. Had one other catfish on, got him in halfway, and circle hook popped out of his mouth. That normally doesn't happen, but guess if you fish long enough, you'll see a little bit of everything. This guy doesn't feel too big. Either that, or he's just real skinny like the last one. This has been tough. This bite has been really tough tonight, for sure. I'd like to pull him up to the right here. I'd rather that. Grab a net. Here we go. Still doesn't feel that big. He's just in heavy current is all. Now he's up front. And now he's made a full circle all the way around the pool. It's kind of cute. There he is. He beached himself. I don't feel like walking over there though. You can come to me. There we go. Get in the net. Yeah. Chunky, very short one. Just a little guy. It's a 23-incher. Let him go here. Finally got another one out of the front pool. Real tricky fishing the front pool with a free line on heavy current because the current's coming at you. So you have to use the bait as your weight and just line it up just right in between the seams so that it rests on a rock but doesn't get caught and sucked in under the rock and snag you. Tricky. Pulled this guy in pretty fast, I guess. He's a little bigger. Where's my net? Oh yeah, he's angry. There we go. Another skinny guy. Just over 27 inches and just over 6 pounds. Gotta get him back in fast here because got another bite. There he goes. Starting to pick up. For whatever reason. You know, I like fishing high water for catfish because in places where they're spread out, like say over a pool that you just can't reach across in a 600-foot wide river, when the water gets high, the center of that pool becomes raging floodwater, and there's still fish in it. They stack up in between the seams, and you can see them jump and whatever, even when it's really flooded. But some of the fish push to the outside edges, and that's like the theory I capitalize on for a lot of different fishing. It works out great. And they concentrate right on the, you know, those little pockets right on the edges where there's slack water that meets the fast water. And all you got to do at that point, you know they're there, you just got to find the right bait and stick it in their face. And it's usually fast action because the scent doesn't have to carry very far and the fish are still aggressive. Usually the fish are a little more aggressive during high water too. All types of fish. Bass, walleye, you know, all types of game fish, I guess I should say. Bass, walleye, catfish, other stuff too. This Guy was ripping at first, so he's got an attitude at least. Doesn't feel huge. He's got an attitude. Get these cookie cutter upper 20s going. No, don't go left. I don't want you to go left. Too many plants. A lot of plants underwater because the water's so high. He's swimming through them. Oh man. Well, finally getting a little action, I guess. See, all these guys are just as skinny as I thought they'd be right now. Post spawn, rail thin, channel cats are constantly fighting the current and staying lean. He's back into the main current now. I gotta be a little more careful with him. Hopefully he'll just swim right up here next to us, like the other dumb ones did. He's a little more reluctant to. I enjoy doing this. I just wish the mid 30s weren't so rare. They're just annoyingly rare compared to, you know, it's hard to imagine how you can get so many 28, 29, 30 inchers and so few that are over 32. You know, it's like hundreds to one ratio of just that little difference. And this guy's staying right in the same spot here. Come on, start chugging up, baby. Really making my arm sore. Hopefully he's super long and super skinny because he doesn't feel very heavy. That's my hope. I don't really care how heavy he is, I just want a long one. None of them are going to be that heavy. Fishing this river at this time of year. Get this net here, he's getting up close. It's really just the current. It can't be that big. I see him right there. He's definitely not a monster. Might be a nice one, but not a monster. Yeah, he's probably average. At best. Another small guy. It's a little chunkier, but just 24 3/4. There he goes. You know, the fun part about the front pool is that instead of tugging on it, instead of the line getting taut, it usually goes slack whenever there's a fish, because I'm casting as close to the dam as I can get it without snagging. Right on the edge snags it, but pretty close to the edge. So they're going to come towards me if anything. Usually they're going to shoot off to the side and try and hit into the main pool. So I just watch the line, and when the line goes slack, I know something's up, something's moving it. Seriously considering just going home and watching movies for fun. This is kind of slow tonight, but I don't know. Definitely gonna land this fish first. I might give up after that though, I don't know. This guy's dogging it pretty good. Just take it easy on him. Try and keep him just a little bit up in the water column so he doesn't brush against all the rocks and stuff, or you don't want the line dragging around for sure, because then it gets snagged in the rocks too, especially in heavy current. That line gets caught under a rock and bad things happen. Oh man, now he's going back. He's sassy. I think I forgot to mention, I'm using these cheap, what do you call them, spinning reels, oversized saltwater spinning reels, cheap as they come, these spinning combos, because I don't have money for an army of bait casters right now. Otherwise I'd be using bait casters, but he's in the current, he's in the back pool now. So I'm fighting against the current to bring him upstream here. Feels heavier than the last one. It's a good sign, I guess. I don't know how much he weighs though at all. It's really hard to tell when you're fighting him against hard current. Oh, trying to ease him up here. Trying to. He's really dogging it. I shouldn't have let him go back there. Shoot. I should have just pulled him right on up. See if I can pull him to the left here. Get him out of the current into the back pool slack water. I don't know why he feels so much heavier now. He feels like, I swear, he just feels, I'm pulling him sideways, which isn't against the current exactly. It just feels heavy. Maybe he is heavy. I don't know. Maybe he's caught on something? I really don't know. Can't be that big, can he? Feels like 20 pounds, but I really doubt it. This current must just be ridiculous somehow. Yeah, he's definitely not 20 pounds, I guarantee you that. I don't even think he's 10 pounds. Oh, there we go. That current's just so strong. There we go, get in the net there. Awesome. Goes to show how strong that current is. Just a super skinny 26.5 incher. I didn't bother weighing him. He's pretty light. He's probably 6 pounds at best. Let him go here. Shooting off.